Okay, so I know I just made a video, but I was thinking about what I could do before I started singing, and then I remembered I had like the craziest week, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me when I was actually making a video, but you know how I am when I try and do vlogs. So, basically what happened is me and my friend went to Catawba, and we were visiting a friend of ours. And what happened was we were leaving. It was nighttime. And, no! Okay, it was nighttime. And we were on the highway. And she was driving. And I look over because I was like, what I feel like you know when you feel like someone's looking at you, and then you look and they're like, oh, crap. Yeah, well, I look over, and there's this Hispanic guy, no, like, racial, profiling or anything. I was just like, okay, there's this guy. I'm just trying, in case there are any sketch artists or whatever. So I look over, and he's like, oh, hey. And he just like that head nod like, oh, I've been trying to get your attention. And I was like, hey, because I'm friendly. I'm a really friendly person, as is Tori. And he was like, trying to talk to me. He was saying something. I didn't know what he was saying. So I was like, I don't know what you're saying. And he goes, and then I was like, oh, he's trying to get over. Because, we were trying to get into his lane. He was trying to get into our lane. So it was like, oh, that's really funny, because we're in his blind spot, so you should just go ahead and go. Actually, we weren't in his blind spot. I don't know why I just said that. But anyways, we were too close, I guess. But she was like, oh, okay. And she sped up a little bit. But then he sped up closer. And he kept going, and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. And so, I don't know how he was not going off the road, because he was staring at us the whole time. It was like in those movies when there was a scene in the car, and the guy talking is just like this, and you're like, that doesn't work. But, he looked, or whatever, at us. And then he got closer, and he started to say something, he was like this, or whatever. And I was like, I don't know what you're doing. But he was like trying to say something. And then I see him go pull over, and I said, no. And I looked forward, as did Tori, and I was like, Tori, you need to speed up. So she sped up, and this guy gets back in our lane, as we happen to be going into his lane finally. And he was like, oh, that's not cool. But I was like, oh, he was just telling us to get over, probably. And he sped up to get close to me, like on my side, and I had my window down. But I decided to play ignorant teenager, and I was just like, yeah, so listen to this music here, not looking to the right, because there are cars everywhere, and there's nothing special about that car. Not like there's a rapist in it or anything. And so I was looking forward, and he was like, I could feel like, I saw him looking at me. If I'm saying like too much, I'm sorry, but he was looking at me, and I just chose to ignore it. I didn't want to make conversation with him again. And so we drove, and I was like, all right, Tori. I looked over and like did like a, hey, drive faster. It was funny. And so she drove faster, and he got in the lane behind us once we got past him. And then we decided to switch lanes again, and he switched lanes with us, so he followed us this whole time. He followed us, and he kept switching into our lane. And so I was like, Tori, this is scary. And he would get right on our tail, too. And so eventually we decided, we were like spouting ideas back and forth about how to get away from him, because if we sped up, he'd speed up. He was not going to let us speed away. So Tori was like, 85. She was speeding down that highway. And we were cutting in front of cars, but we would cut in front of a car, and they'd be like, oh, that was rude, and then go, oh, up that way, or whatever. That was 3D. That was cool. Anyways, and I had a knife in my bag. So, that was pretty cool. But, eventually we got away. We escaped. Oh, we cut in front of a semi, and we thought, but he flashed his lights, so we were like, okay, maybe there's just something wrong with your car. So after some evasive maneuvers, we found an exit when he was far enough back to where he wouldn't know where we had exited, and we went and parked at a well-lit gas station, and I got out and I looked under a car. Everything was fine. So I don't know what he wanted or anything. It was creepy. It was also really late at night, so it was kind of funny, because it was a creepy vibe. I think he saw me holding the knife that my friend Christian gave me. So I was like, done saved my life. Even though I probably would have kicked his ass anyways. I also had mace. I had mace, a knife, and my bare fists. You didn't stand a chance. So yeah, that's pretty much how that went. That was a while ago. Someone just commented on my wall post. Crap, what's this always happened to me? Oh, the creepiest part. And now I want to watch, what is it? Is it called Duel, Barrett, and the Stephen King with the truck?
Oh, yeah.
Duel. I want to watch Duel now. Because it was really creepy. There were so many people on the road, but no one knew we were distressed.
Hey, your dinner's up.
My dinner's up. But it was basically, that was the biggest thing that was scary. It was weird. It was psychological. I didn't know what this guy wanted. And I'll never know now, which is okay by me. Also, rest in peace, Susie, who the Cat Powers video is dedicated to. And, oh, I crashed. I crashed my car. Like a dumbass. It was so bad. I need the front grill replaced. Ugh. My class's competition shows Rhymers of Eldridge and Ugg the Musical. I'm in Ugg the Musical, not Rhymers. But still doing Dracula, Van Helsing. He switched the guy and the girl roles. Switch him up. So that's how that worked. Peace again. Sorry for a second video. Why am I apologizing? You wouldn't be watching this. Or whatever.